Greetings. I am Maat Amun Shandiin, a white female Autochthon of Cherokee descent, better known as Noel Hoxie. White, a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. All of these definitions are endorsed by the U.S. Department of Education. I, Noel Hoxie, now known as Maat Amun Shandiin, Autochthon, indigenous flesh and blood Nubian, female of Cherokee descent, claim in accord with the United Nations Declarations on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, Constitution of the Autochthon Nation of Yamasee Moors, the Presidential Proclamation 7500, HJR-194, SCON Resolution 26, HJR-3, American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, 2 Stat 153 Title 8 USC 876, IRS Mission Statement, that I am not a decedent. IRS Manual 21.7.13.3.2.2. I am alive and not dead. 1540 Sesquiquy by Trust Act, 1666 Sesquiquy by Trust Act, 1707 Sesquiquy by Trust Act. I want the record held in your computer database, which may list me as deceased, to be changed to alive and living. According to IRS Manual 21.7.13.3.2.2, an infant is a decedent of an estate or grantor, owner or truster of a trust, guardianship, receivership, or custodianship that has yet to receive an SSN. Declaration of assumptive death is a fiction. GR number 160258, Republic of the Philippines versus Gloria Bermudez-Larino. I have an SSN, so by the IRS Manual 21.7.13.3.2.2, I am not a decedent. Black's Law Dictionary, page 435. Decedent, noun, a dead person, especially one who has recently died. I am no longer and cannot be held liable for A, maritime liens being enforced against me, and B, securities being taken out of the estate. All maritime liens being enforced against me, I hereby claim invalid, null and void, ab initio, nunc pro tunc. See Libra Code Article 3, 31, and 38, and Regulations Article 45, 46, and 55 of the Hague Convention for October 18, 1907. I am the infant who does have the Social Security number, which makes me the beneficiary of this trust. The Social Security number and the name vests within me. An Autochthon, indigenous, living, Nubian female of Cherokee descent. Being that the IRS works in amorality, the IRS, according to its own code, can no longer enforce any maritime liens against me, as I have now claimed I am not lost at sea, nor am I decedent, vessel in commerce. 1707, Sesquiquy by Trust Act, UK. This is my notarized statutory claim that was delivered to the Internal Revenue Service on May 18, 2021 of the Gregorian calendar, and it will be followed with the attachments, and I will have a link to my publication on Calameo in the description below. The first attachment is the new IRS mission statement, which emphasizes taxpayer service. The new statement is simple and direct. The IRS mission is to provide America's taxpayers top quality service by helping them understand and meet their tax responsibilities and by applying the tax law with integrity and fairness to all. The following attachment is the IRS Manual 21.7.13.3.2.2. The Social Security, United States of America, Order 1997. This order makes provision for the modification of the Social Security Administration Act 1992 and the Social Security Contributions and Benefits Act 1992, so as to give effect to the supplementary agreement on Social Security made between the government of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and the government of the United States of America. The attachment that follows is referenced by Stephen Kimball Ames Jr. Federal judge states in court that he gets his orders from England. During the trial of James and Sharon Patterson, case 697-CR-51, William Waynes Justice, Judge of the United States District Court. The following attachment is assessed to QE by Act 1666, Chapter 11, 18, and 19, Cha 2, an act for redress of inconveniences by want of proof of the deceases of persons beyond the seas or absenting themselves, upon whose lives estates do depend. The following attachment here is assessed to QE by Act 1707, an act for the more effectual discovery of the death of persons pretended to be alive, to the prejudice of those who claim estates after their deaths. The following attachment is from the Associated Press writers Paola Flores and Carlos Valdez, where Pope apologizes for Catholic Church's offenses against indigenous peoples. He states, "I humbly ask forgiveness for crimes committed against the native peoples during the so-called conquest of America." This attachment here is House Resolution 194, where the 110th Congress is apologizing for the enslavement and racial segregation of African Americans. This attachment here is the apostolic letter issued motu proprio of the Supreme Pontiff Francis on the jurisdiction of judicial authorities of Vatican City, state, and criminal matters. Here we have from the Holy See, message of His Holiness Pope Francis for the celebration of the World Day of Peace on January 1st, 2015. No longer slaves, but brothers and sisters. Here we have HG/Resolution 2888, the American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, which was adopted at the third plenary session held on June 15, 2016, the General Assembly. The attachment that follows is from the Holy See Press Office, Valentino, where the Pope greets representatives of indigenous peoples participating in the third forum held by the International Fund for Agricultural Development. Here we have from The Guardian. It states that Pope says indigenous peoples must have final say about their land. Francis echoes growing body of international law and standards on the right to prior and informed consent. Here we have from the book Behold the Pale Horse, page 242, author Milton William Cooper, where it inserts the congressional record, page A3220, statement of Carl B. Ricks, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, whom was a former president of the American Bar Association, before a Senate subcommittee, which was hearing testimony on the proposed Bringer Amendment. This should help you understand how our laws are being made and who is making them. And the following attachment here is from the United States Department of Justice, Offices of the United States Attorneys, which shows that they follow the same racial and ethnic codes in compliance with Department of Commerce Statistical Policy, Directive 15, the Office of Personnel Management. It also states a SF 181 must be completed by all new employees. I am white, a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. I am white, at Bugador. I am also American Indian, a person having origins in any of the original peoples of North America, South America, and Central America, who maintains tribal affiliation or community attachment. At Bugador, I am white, and I am white. To change your status from black to white and to claim your indigenous standing in commerce, you can contact the Autochthon Chief, Plentipotentiary Magister-in-Right of the United Kingdom and the planet called Earth, of the Autochthon Nation of Yamasee Moors. You can send an email to aspwebinar@protonmail.com to join the White Time webinar, where Chief dedicates his time to show you how to do this process correctly and to ask whatever questions you may have. It's every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern at Bugador, White Power.